welcome back. The Herd is coming up next right here on FS1. Let's head over and check in with Colin Cowherd today. Hey, Colin, what's on the show?
2 words. Uh-oh. Sometimes time works in your favor as an athlete. Sometimes time works against you. Dak should have signed that contract a few months ago. That's coming up.
Uh-oh. Time for our final topic of the day. The undefeated 49ers are facing the Browns tonight in San Francisco. Head coach Kyle Shanahan heaped praise on Baker Mayfield ahead of the game, saying that he loves his competitive nature. So, Shannon, what shot do you give Baker and the Browns tonight?
Great shot. 48% chance of winning. But I'm going to take the 49ers because I think Kyle Shanahan has these guys playing unbelievable football. I'm looking forward to the matchup, Richard Sherman on Odell Beckham. Sherman's look like he's rounding back into form, coming off that injury, off the Achilles injury. So I'm really looking forward to that matchup. But the Browns they showed me something against the Ravens, going on the road, doing what they did in the fashion in which they did it. It's going to be a great game tonight. I'm looking forward to it.
So I'm picking the Browns strictly with my heart, not my head, because I think we've all been sleeping on the 49ers. I have not paid huge attention to the 49ers, but I will tonight.
Right.
And the reason I don't love the Browns to win this game, they're 4.5-point underdogs, is they still don't have Denzel Ward and they still don't have Greedy Williams at the corners. And those are 2 really good young corners who could have made a difference tonight. They made the trip, but they're expected not to play. But Baker does have Odell and Jarvis healthy enough to play. And you know what? I love Baker in prime time. He will put on a show tonight.
They need to go back to what they had success with in Baltimore. Skip, Nick Chubb needs to be featured heavily, especially when you go on the road, and crowd noise will be a factor. Let Chubb establish this thing. Now you can play action because Baker had that big day. They were able to play action. Chubb was able to run the ball. They rang up over 500 yards of offense.
I got an idea some points are going to get scored tonight. A lot of points.
There's no question about that. But I love the way Kyle Shanahan has this team playing. Now it's looking like the team like, okay, now you can see why they gave him that big money, that long contract. He and John Lynch, general manager John Lynch.
Here we go. I got Baker.
I hadn't been watching them.
I got Jimmy G.
We will all be watching them tonight. That is it for us. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 9:30 Eastern. Right now, Colin tells you why Dak, well, he lost millions yesterday.
Lost the game too, Colin.
Packers.
Blew it.
Millions, Colin? The Herd starts right now.
Hundreds of millions.
Washington fired head coach Jay Gruden early this morning following another blowout loss, this one to the Patriots. In his 6th season with the team, Gruden had only 1 playoff appearance and a record of 35-49-1. Over the weekend, videos also emerged of Gruden smoking and talking to a younger woman on a sidewalk. According to Pro Football Talk, these videos are at least a year old, just to keep that in perspective. So, Shannon, what do you make of this?
I'm seeing a recurring theme, Skip. I don't know about you. Something happened very similar to, I think, the general manager, Scott McLuhan. It was some stuff got out that, you know, he had a problem with the bottle. Now, all of a sudden, now it's been reported this is a year and a half old. It's seemingly all of a sudden it surfaces now.
And you're suggesting?
I ain't suggesting anything because I don't really think you needed a reason. You don't need this video. I mean, the dude is 14 games under 500. I mean, what? He lost to the Patriots, so you're going to fire him after losing to the Patriots. Really, Skip? You could have fired him a year ago, and nobody would have batted an eye. 2 years ago, no one would have batted an eye. Now, after the video supposedly surfaces, this was the final straw. But yeah, it was a good old time, you know. He's like, hey. And then Skip, he just like, you know, took him a little one last toke, and then he saw the cameras like, damn, they got me. Maybe if I can win like 5 or 6, maybe if I can go 10 and 5. Let me ask you a question, Skip. He 5-0, he 4-1. What's the chance that video comes out? I didn't think so. Look, coaches, now we didn't have a ton of coaches. One thing that has not changed, the owner has not changed in 20 years. That hasn't changed. And I believe in the last decade, the guy that's running the front office has not changed, Bruce Allen. Now, there's a recurring theme here. You've got a lot of different coaches. You have a lot of different players.
A lot of different quarterbacks.
Oh, yes, and the owner of 2 decades and the guy running the ship for a decade. So let's start with that. Cleanse that.
I can't believe Jay Gruden lasted this long. And it seemed like week to week this year, wasn't he almost begging to be fired?
Yeah.
He kept saying, well, I'm going to show up tomorrow and I'll keep doing what I've been doing.
If
I don't know.
If the key works, I guess I got a job.
I guess if they don't change the locks on me, I guess I'll keep my job. Well, it's just a sad situation, and it starts with the owner, and then it goes to the general manager. And did they get a bad break losing Alex Smith? Yes, they did.
Yeah.
But still, Jay Gruden managed one playoff game, and that was at home with Kirk Cousins against Aaron Rodgers, and they lost.
Yep.
Okay? That's it. In 6 years, one playoff game, it's just not good enough. And to your point, 14 games under 500 and barely 2 winning seasons, because the next year they went 8-7-1 after their playoff season. Not good enough.
Right.
So what have I seen with Jay Gruden? What has been the recurring theme that I see? He's got a lot of John Gruden in him, in that this man is hard on quarterbacks. Do you remember how hard he was on Robert Griffin III?
Yep.
As he tried to come back from that horrendous knee.
But he got the job, Skip, because he said, I could fix Robert.
Yep.
Because look at what I did with Andy Dalton in Cincinnati. And Robert has way more talent. Okay.
But then publicly, again and again, he would be asked about Robert, and he would just be so dismissive and so
Very
sarcastic.
disrespectful, yes.
Very disrespectful.
Absolutely.
And the position is hard enough to play without the head coach just sniping at you.
Correct.
Through the media, putting you in a bad spot. Like it's always your fault. It's not the coach's fault.
Correct.
And then Kirk Cousins. Did Jay ever buy into Kirk Cousins? They never bought into
And that goes, I fought Daniel Snyder, I fought Bruce Allen, I fought Jay Gruden, because Skip, what you're doing, you're betting against yourself with Kirk Cousins, because you wouldn't give him a long-term extension. You're basically going year to year. Skip, why not just move on
and
go into the draft?
One way or the other.
You see what Andy Reid did, Skip? Andy Reid traded first-round picks to move up. You see what Chicago did? They traded first-round picks. You go in the draft, you don't like what you have, you mortgage something in the future to get a guy that you say, I can build with this guy.
Okay.
Jay Gruden is reported Jay Gruden didn't want Haskins.
He did not want him.
But the owner wanted him. The owner's always going to win out.
I know.
Coach Belichick got a bunch of Super Bowl rings, but he don't have veto power over the owner.
Has Jay Gruden been hard on Dwayne Haskins? I'll bet he has.
Yes.
And again, has Dwayne played well? He's not played well. Is it time to see what he's got? Yep. It's time to see.
Yes.
It's probably time about 3 games ago to see what he's got. And so whoever the interim coach is will...
Bill Callahan.
Bill Callahan, who's been a head coach in Oakland, obviously got him to a Super Bowl.
Correct.
You know, I like Bill Callahan. I think he'd still be a candidate to be the permanent coach, but we'll see. But he'll be nicer to Dwayne Haskins. He'll put him more of a comfort zone to see what he does have.
Washington is a mess.
Yep.
Its owner is a mess.
Yep.
And the guy that's running the ship for the owner, Bruce Allen, is a mess.
Yep.
It's not a good sign.
True.
Ugly situation. Guys, will Baker and the Browns give the 49ers their first loss tonight? We'll tell you next.